One of the plays I like for the night, we're going to be looking at Zach LaVine, 3-pointers made. His prop on the night is 2.5. They're facing Houston. As you can see, Houston is not good at versus 3 points allowed or 3-point percentage allowed or against the shooting guard defense. Zach LaVine has hit this 64% of the time in the last 30 games. Just to put it real simple, I like Zach LaVine to go over the prop of 2.5 3-pointers for the night. Another player we're looking at on the 3-point category is going to be DAngelo Russell, Minnesota. They're facing Miami. Miami is one of the worst in the league with 3 points allowed, middle of the road, 3-point percentage allowed. They're pretty good against the shooting guard defense. In the last 30 games, DAngelo Russell has hit this 47% of the time. For the season, he's hit it 45% of the time. And the prop, by the way, is 2.5 3-pointers made, so we need him to go over. This is a pretty middle of the road pick, but I like DAngelo Russell to go over the prop of 2.5 3-pointers made for tonight. Another prop I'm looking at is coming from the assist category, and we're looking at Mason Plumley, and we're looking at his assist. Prop is 2.5 on the night. As you can see, he's smashing this. Last 30 games at 89%. Only 2 games in the last 30 games he hasn't hit. But this is away, and they are away. In the last 30 games away, he's hit this 89% of the time. Let's look at all games. All games, he's hit it 87% of the time. That's a remarkable number. Only 4 games out of the last 30 games. Plumlee's had less than 2.5 assists. Prizepicks is still giving us this number, and we have to take this. And something like this, we got to go on the numbers. Of course, there's going to be some games where he don't hit. This may be a game where he don't hit. We're not putting our max bankroll on this. We're putting in our 2% of our bankroll or 1% of your bankroll, whatever you determine you're going to use on a play with Plumley. We're going to win more often than lose. So I like Plumley to go over the prop of 2.5 assists for the night. As you can see, he's a pretty heavy favorite in the books, and this just points to him going over 2.5. The second player I'm looking at from the assist category is Lauri Markkanen. He's only hit this 63% of the time this season, going over 1.5 rebounds. In his last 3, he has not gone over 1.5 rebounds, but he has a very favorable matchup tonight against the San Antonio Spurs. They are worst, one of the worst. They're 30th in the league versus assists allowed, and they're 22nd power forward defense. He has an advantage tonight. I think they were probably at Utah's favorite. The game is in. Where's the game? Games in San Antonio. I like Markkanen to go over the 1.5 assists. We're not asking much from him tonight, and I think he can do it. He can give us 2 assists in this game. Next play I'm looking at is coming from the point section. We're going to look at Kevin Durant. Brooklyn plays Cleveland in Cleveland tonight. We're looking at his points prop of 27.5. He's hit this 63% of the time over the last 30 games. As you can see, all that red indicates that Cleveland is very good defensively. There are away. Superstars tend to be more aggressive on the road. And let's look at his away stats. Away, he's hit this 4 out of the last times in the last 5 games, and for overall percentage of 60%. I like Kevin Durant to go over the prop of 27.5 points tonight. One of the reasons I like that, in his last 2 games, let's look at his last 5. He's actually went under 27.5. In home is versus Milwaukee. In home against Golden State. The Golden State game was pretty much a blowout. Milwaukee game was close most of the time. Royce O'Neal had a big night. I don't think Royce O'Neal has a big night on the road tonight. I think it's going to be Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, and I think he goes over 27.5 points. Second player I'm looking at from the points category is going to be Ivica Zubac, Los Angeles Clippers versus Detroit. Green over here indicates that Detroit is not very good defensively. Zubac has hit this 60% of the time in his last 30 games. Let's look at his away. They are in Detroit tonight. way. Zubac has hit this 69% of the time, but not in his last 2 games, which is on his current road trip. I think this is a rebound game for him where he goes over the prop of 8.5 points. I'm also looking at a couple props from the rebound category. First player we're looking at is Kevin Porter Jr. His prop on Prizepicks is 5. You can get him at the sportsbook for 4.5. I definitely think if you can get him at the sportsbook for 4.5, you should go take that over. They're playing. Houston is playing Chicago tonight. As we look at his numbers, he's reached or exceeded 5 rebounds 61% of the time this season. Rebounds allowed, Chicago's pretty middle of the road. Offensive rebounds allowed, Chicago's one of the best in the league. Defensive rebounds allowed, they are one of the worst. That's why I kind of like Porter tonight. Last 10, let's move this number up to 5. Again, only 44% of the time. He has no meetings with Chicago, but I like Porter to go over the 5 rebounds for tonight. And the last rebound pick and the last prop I have for you today is going to be, let me pull it up. It's going to be Claxton for Brooklyn. Nicholas Claxton. His rebound prop on the night is 7.5. As you can see, he's hit that 53% of the time in his last 30 road games. Let's look at all of his games. He's hit it 60% of the time. He's went over 7.5. Facing one of the better defenses in the league. Rebounds allowed, Cleveland's the best. Defensive rebounds allowed, Cleveland is the best. So let's look at his away again. Away, like I said, he's hit it 53% of the time. I think Claxton goes under the 7.5 rebounds tonight. He's got a lot of big bodies to face, and we may see a little foul trouble from Mr. Claxton tonight. And I think he goes under the prop of 7.5 rebounds for tonight. So those are a few picks I like. Go ahead and like, subscribe if you haven't done so already. That'd be greatly appreciated. This time of the season, we're going with the numbers. We're over 30 games in. We got enough information where we can take these numbers and make some very, very educated picks, factor in the defense, and we can still make some very, very educated picks. So this is the time of season I like. This is when the NBA season really gets started around Christmas time. And we got the numbers to back up our plays. So until the next video, peace.